babbling.
Riffing.
It's a good way to start.
That's a pretty good one.
Yeah.
Good call.
That's our fun little music. I think.
Boom.
All right, welcome to episode 62 of the Happy Hour.
Let's go.
Let's get it.
We've got Logan. We've got Emily. We've got Sam.
How we doing?
What's up? Starting off with Sam.
Hello.
Some new deals.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Got a ton of success over the last couple weeks. I was out the first part of the week on vacation and came back.
How was that?
It was all right. It was chillier than
What'd you
I expected.
do? Where'd you go?
Went on a cruise. Went on a cruise down to Miami and left to Key West and then to Bimini, the small island of the Bahamas. I think I'm saying it correctly. And then came back.
Sound right?
Some people say
Not gonna question you on it.
Bimini, and then some people say Bimini. So,
Sure.
any of those watching out there, like the 7,000 people that live there, sorry if I'm saying it wrong.
Our one
Someone's
fan.
gonna put in the comments
Yeah.
if you're saying it wrong. For sure.
But no, it was just kind of chilly. It only got up to about 70 at the highest. So it's like when you're wanting to be in the sun, it's like the southernmost point of the continental U.S.
Yeah.
The guy, the tour guide that we walked past, giving it to some randoms, goes, "So, can any of you guess what the lowest recorded temperature of all time in Key West is?" And everyone's like, and he goes, 45 degrees.
Oh, my
And everyone's
God.
like,
Wow.
oh,
That is cold.
Colder than I would have thought.
that's the
yeah.
lowest of all time. And he goes, that was last week. And I was like,
Oh
oh,
my
great.
gosh.
That's
I
crazy.
I came at the right time.
History.
That's
So,
awesome.
yeah.
You're a part of history, right?
Yeah, well, a week late, but
Your first cruise ever?
yes,
Really?
first cruise.
What was
So,
the best part?
when it docked and we got home.
Yeah. You're ready to be done?
Yeah.
Sell some deals?
I don't know. It's fine. It's,
I've never been on a cruise. I probably won't.
Dude, they're a ton of
It's-
fun.
You think so?
it's
Oh,
cool.
yeah.
I want to go. I've just never gotten to it. You hear so many bad stories.
Yeah.
Then it's like, which one do I listen to? Like the good or the bad? So would you overall recommend a cruise? Even though you're happy to dock at home?
Yeah, like
If
would you go
that's
again?
if that's what you enjoy, go for it. My recommendation is if I want to go
That's
spend,
code word for if the wife wants to. Yeah, we'll
right,
go.
right.
if I wanted to go somewhere, I'm doing an all-inclusive resort somewhere
Me
where
too.
I can get more for my money.
Me too.
Because as much money as I spent, I still had to pay for like almost everything.
Right.
Like there were 6 different sodas and water and tea and orange juice that was free.
Oh.
And like
The rest is on
everything
you.
else cost money. Like
Yeah,
black
really.
coffee, free. But they had like, if you wanted an espresso or something else, everything $8-10 a piece.
That's
You
wild.
want like a drink, $10. So I bought like $300 worth of credit because they give you a $50 for free. So I was like, okay, this should last me. I ran out of that in like 3 days. So like the last day, I was like, I'm just not going to drink anymore because I don't want to go spend $100
In a
because
single day.
yeah, it's like I got me, my wife, and no thanks.
So what you're telling me is now that you're back, you've got some deals to sell.
Yeah, got back
What do you got?
on Tuesday, which was was it like the 9th or something? Yeah, Tuesday the 10th. So since last Tuesday, we've got, I think, 9 or 10 new customers, and we've
Yep.
got a couple renewals as well. So
Yeah, really strong.
I think we've had 6 this week. So we're averaging over a deal a day.
Yeah. I saw your calendar just packed to the gills.
Yeah, we're having to
great.
cancel meetings. There's just only so much time in a day, but it's been good. We started rolling out implementation fees. So a part of New Biz, we've done it no cost for a long, long time, and we've accepted custom terms no matter what people would put in. Now, if someone's using custom terms, it's usually because they don't want to stick around or they're skeptical about sticking around long term. So if you're planning to get out, we're not going to give you a
So
free
what's
month of
custom
setup.
terms? What's the difference between our standard terms and someone who writes in custom?
So the way it's mapped out is we have term lengths of 19 or 37 months.
Got it.
Okay. And the first month is implementation. So the first month is typically no cost, and we like doing it no cost, but it's going to come with either 18 months of calls thereafter, or it's going to be 36 months of calls thereafter.
Got it.
And what you can do is if you do the 37 months and you choose or elect a minimum revenue guarantee, a minimum appointment guarantee, or waive cancellation, then you will have no onboarding fees.
Just like normal.
Just like normal, which is the standard deals that we typically do because it's
Right.
always, I want appointments. I don't care how much I make, or I don't care how many appointments you get. I got to have revenue.
Right.
It's always one of those two things. And if you can't at least see this through like 12 to 18 months, like you're probably not going to see a whole lot.
Right.
You can't do 18. You probably shouldn't do it. So we're trying to figure out ways of saving clients from themselves and quitting too early.
What's some of the craziest custom terms you've heard so far?
I mean, I was going to say, Matt, one of the things I was going to say, if you can find a photo of that little miner that's going through the tunnel,
I got
trying to get to that diamond on the other side, and then like they stop and turn around and they have it on their, and they start walking the other direction, and it's like right there. That's 12 months.
Yeah.
Like that, like we literally, we onboard and then we call for 12 months, and like people get right there and then they leave.
Yeah.
And the people that we do get resigned, like Onyx Fire, or people like Safe Stores, or who was the other one with Ross? Micronet.
Yep.
They start closing a bunch of business right after 12 months.
Right after, yeah.
And wouldn't you know it, it's because you started getting contracts out and you started following the process that we say on day one. But no, I mean, 18 months is going to be solid. If you can stick it out past a year, you'll probably never leave. But you asked me a question. Sorry, I cut you off because I wanted to finish my thought.
I think that was good. What are some of the new deals you've gotten in since you've been back?
And I just remember what your question was. What's the craziest custom terms that I've seen?
Yeah.
I'm all over the place today. I've got people that literally say, I want month-to-month service for any reason. No.
Man.
I had a
5
guy
years too late on that.
I had a guy a couple weeks ago who said, I want it for $1,000 a month.
Dang.
And I'll do it for 6 months. And if I can't close, like, I don't know what it was, 50 grand. He's like, then I'm out. I'm like, so you want it not for half price, for like an 80% discount? I'm like, no thanks.
Right.
You know?
How does that help me?
You get a ton of them. Like, we've had people before that have done commitments for 3 markets for 3 months apiece for those markets. So it's like equivalent of 9 months of revenue.
Yeah.
But to lock up 3 territories
For the
for
price
90 days, like, no. So we turn stuff away all the time. So we're just trying to get better about it, more strategic.
Yeah.
Um,
I can attest to that. Back in the early days, we'd take almost anybody.
Well, it used to be month to month, man. Sign up with your credit card. Money back guarantee.
And you had
It
to
was easy.
perform to keep them around.
Yeah.
'Cause they would just quit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. For those that don't know, the bonus structure for flat rate clients. Like, do you have any flat rates, Emily?
I've got 2. Yeah.
You've got 2? And what's your bonus structure? How do you make more money?
More money for the flat
Like-
rates. Yeah. So the more appointments that I set for them, the more money I'm personally going to make. Right. So, am I allowed to say like the full numbers?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you get 3 for a flat rate client, that's $250
In IT.
In IT, yes, in IT, yeah. So I have an all IT book. I don't exactly remember the number. I think it's 5 for anything like facilities, and so you get 2 up from whatever that is. Then you're at 500. You get 2 up from that. You get 750. So I mean, I'm incentivized to go do well for my clients and like keep building the pipeline. I'm actually 1 away from one of my IT clients.
Hell
I have
yeah.
them at 4, and so I want to get that 5th one for me and for him. I actually just emailed him one. Thank you. I emailed him today asking about one that I didn't get a ton from the guy on the phone, but like I do think it makes sense.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's a little bit there for me, right? But I want to talk to the client about it. But no, there's solid incentive when they're flat rate.
Yeah. That incentive is the more meetings, the more money you make. So $250 at 3 appointments for an IT client. Another $250, making it $500 when you get to 5. And then another $250 if you can get to 7. Because we're not just trying to set up bad meetings, right? We want quality over quantity. But it used to be, if your client didn't like you, they weren't coming back.
Yep.
So you got a $500 bonus if that client paid their bill next month.
Yep.
So in trying to shift towards the future, since we don't do month-to-month service, what's the main reason people stick around when they get
Appointments.
meetings?
Yep.
The more meetings you get, the more money you make.
It's true.
So
Any of the deals you've gotten so far since you've been back that stand out? You're excited? Really excited to get them on.
my
onboarded?
first roofer in Montana. I'm happy to see how that goes.
Yeah.
We waited 5 years for an IT client in New Mexico and have had tremendous success ever since.
Isn't that crazy?
So there's only a handful of states we've never had somebody. Alaska is one. Montana was one, and we just did that. And,
For roofing?
Just across all industries, I think. Yeah, but yeah, roofing client in Montana. We've never had anybody. I think the last one on that list is Wyoming, which
That sounds right.
We've called in Cheyenne before, so maybe not. But you kind of get the point. Like,
There's not a lot up there.
Like Montana was like one of the last ones. I was like, man, I really want to sell somebody here. I guess I haven't sold anybody in Vermont.
Really?
Yeah, Vermont.
Vermont. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, add it to the
Vermont and Alaska.
list. I bet you can change
You're
that.
out there. Those are
Vermont's
the
sellable.
last 2 on my hit list, and then all 50 states.
All
Big
right.
time.
Yeah.
Well, if you're in Vermont and listening, we've got territory.
Yeah. If I can sell in Nova Scotia, I should just be able to
All
sell in
right.
Burlington.
Vermont. Come on.
Yeah.
there's some good stuff up there.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Well, we appreciate you hanging out with us, Sam. I know you're got a headache going on, so feel free.
I got a headache, but that's not really a big deal. Today is our implementation deadline for February, so I keep looking at my phone because you never know when the last second deal is going to come in. People don't want to miss that March.
He closed one live last time, so maybe that
was the last day of January, so it was the end of the month.
Maybe we'll get lucky again today. Well, feel free to hang out, as long as you can.
Yeah,
as long as money's not calling.
I just wanted to give a brief update to anybody that cares watching at home, but you guys excited to have your first podcast with Cam here?
Yeah.
It's dope, man.
It's been good.
I think we switch it, and now, let's hear from somebody else, and I'll be in touch if we have some last minute deals.
Waiting in the wings.
Before the deadline.
Waiting in the wings.
Yeah. That's a soundbite from back in the day.
That was such a good call.
Her name was Karen, too.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It's a true story. Well, thanks for hanging out, dude. Hopefully we'll see you with some good news. All right. Well, cool. I wanted to shift over to Miss Emily.
Yes. Hello.
How's it been so far?
It's
week 3, week 4? 4?
Week 4. Yeah. It's week 3 of the month because I started I started the very last week of January, and it's been awesome. Like, it's not even blowing smoke. We were talking about this right before the podcast started. Like, I haven't been excited to go to work in so long. Like, I liked what I was doing before this, but I love what I'm doing now. Like,
that's awesome.
This is the kind of work that I was built for, apparently, and I just fell into that like some years ago. So I love it. Everyone here is super supportive. The drive in, I do have a drive, but like I don't even mind it. It's like double what my drive to work used to be, but I get to go through like woods and see nature.
Isn't that crazy?
It's so cool.
Scenic drive.
Mark Bernstein from Balto loves coming out to our building. He's got a really nice sports car, but he'll put the top down. He's like, I just love the drive.
Yeah, he could go zooming through those hills. Oh my gosh.
It's awesome.
Yeah, no, I love it.
I have to say, that's one of my favorite parts too. We were right up the road way back in the day when we had single digit employees, and I liked it back then. So really happy we ended up back out here. But I guess 4 weeks in, you're leading the company in appointments, or at least we were last time I checked.
I think
Louise.
Brett beat me today.
Brett.
Yeah, he's solid though. I remember when I was like interviewing and stuff, I was just stalking the website. I'll always say that, and I saw him so much.
Yeah,
I saw Brett, so I knew he
everywhere.
was gonna be a heavy hitter
all
for
over.
sure. Yeah, but no, I was up there as of yesterday, but we're still, I think, like top 3.
Yeah, heck yeah. So what do you think? Because you can attest as a recruiter, but I see a lot of people come through and they all have sales experience, right? Obviously, I knew where you came from, so that was a kind of a good foundation. But when I heard you set the first couple of appointments, I was like, oh shit, Emily knows ball. Emily knows ball. No Cam needed here.
Appreciate it.
Maybe you can teach me a thing or two. So I guess, what do you test to your quick success so far?
Yeah, so definitely the experience that I had. Like, I did come from an environment where you make a lot of dials and you talk to a lot of people, and like that's going to help, right? Like I didn't have to be taught how to do the basics. It was really like, hey, this is how we do it here. And honestly, the way that we do it here, like it makes so much more sense than what I've even been doing. It's just like, hey, what if you just have a conversation and like there's not all these things in the way? And like I think that's helpful. I remember talking to you and my manager Tanner, like, wait, what questions do I specifically have to ask? It's like, no, just like get the information, make sure it's shored up, and like that your client has what they need. That makes it easier, right? Like there's not these things that I have to just check just for the sake of checking them. And I find that encourages me to ask even more questions when I'm not like, I'm not just in my head. Like I have to say this specific thing. Let's just see where the conversation goes. So I think that's part of it. Other success is just being trusted to do the thing. Like something that I really love about working here is like building.
Sure.
So I never got to build before. So for anyone that doesn't know, so like
That's
here we get to like go on like different sales tools that we have and build records. Like I used to be at the mercy of a list that was purchased, and like there's some gold in there for sure. And there's lists here, but I know the kinds of companies that I'm best on the phones with. So I can go in and build records around like where my skills are. And as long as my clients are cool with that, I get to go find like the better contact.
I was really happy when you brought that up in the sales lab the other day, because that's 100% true.
Yeah.
Like, especially if your client's open to it, you should just be focusing on what you're good at. For me, I loved manufacturing.
Same.
Making IT calls, because the IT guy is usually on an island. He's usually there an hour before everyone else to get everything up and running. So you kind of have this like golden window of getting them on the phone. And then they're usually like super overworked. So manufacturing was my go-to.
Yeah.
And it's always been that way since day one. When I got here, Aaron didn't buy a list. We were building those by hand. All of the clients.
Of it.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot.
Everything was
That's
built by
insane.
hand
Yeah.
from the time that we started. So it's really cool to see that kind of carry through and then be a positive for someone who's
Yeah.
got experience. It's like, you're just free.
Yeah.
Call who you want.
It's awesome. And it just gives more ownership
Yeah.
too. Like, and I know what's in the pipeline. Like, I recognize things. And I mean, there's something to be said for going into someone else's pipeline and doing the thing. But I mean, it's literally bricks, right? Like, you're building this funnel. You're building like basically a house, not a house of cards, but like
Sure.
a solid house,
Right.
like a pipeline for your clients. So I really like that. But I mean, everyone's been super supportive.
That's
and like
awesome.
any question that I ever have is like answered right away. I think something I know that I really appreciate about Arsenal is like the fact that I can come in with experience and like take a little bit of a backseat. But then when you approach me and like, hey, I think you have this expertise that like could help. Like, that's not something that you see at a lot of other companies. Like, no, this is our way and this is the only way that we're going to do it. Like, to come in and have my experience be helpful right away. Like, that's awesome. I really like being a part of that.
Yeah, honestly, it was something we try to encourage here. A big old melting pot. And sometimes, the group strays a little far from stuff that's working. And then it just takes one person to come in with experience or a new idea that can really help reframe the way everyone's doing their job
100%.
and then immediately help them. It was crazy. After the sales lab, I literally heard 5 or 6 people trying out your pitch.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah. It's
for you,
really
dude.
cool.
It's really cool. I could hear, I was telling you, I think Jesse, I could hear him from my desk. And then I've had like Will came up to me, mentioned something. Aaron was talking to me. Like, it makes me feel really good. And it
Yeah.
also makes me feel cool about like this community that we have. Like it's a community of cold callers. Like, let's all build each other up. And like, there's things I can learn too. So yeah, I love that too.
It was awesome. Really cool. Very impressed just in the short time that you've been here. Just how you carry yourself, the amount of knowledge that you have, and how you communicate that to people too. Is like, we've got killers on the phone and sometimes they're not the best at like sharing what's
Sure.
working well.
Yeah,
or like,
yeah.
you know what I mean? Getting people to do it, I guess, is the easiest way, is just to put up big numbers and you're doing it.
I will say, I wanted to hop in here real quick.
Yeah,
From
get in
like a
there.
recruiter standpoint, that feels so good. Like when you have somebody like Emily come in and she's loving the culture and just really taking it by the horns and everybody's kind of gravitating to her and learning. When you onboard somebody like that and they're killing it, it just makes a recruiter just feel amazing. Honestly, like Trey is just like smiling from ear to ear because he's like, dude, Emily's killing it. So that's just a reflection on the company and Arsenal. So shout out Emily, dude.
I think it's
Appreciate it.
I think it's really cool too. You tell me, when you're recruiting somebody, it's like you're selling a hope and a dream and what we're trying to do here, but then when they show up and it is what we said it was.
100%.
Like,
yeah. So me and Trey like to describe recruiting. It's sales, but not.
Yeah.
So you're trying to sell the idea of a company or a culture or a position in particular. So, and sometimes it's people with experience like Emily, who pretty much knows what she's getting herself into, but
Right.
sometimes it's a career shift for somebody that's never done it before. So really getting people on board and really selling the idea of like, hey, this might be a big shift for you, but ultimately like the end goal is we're all here for the same thing, right? We're all here to make Arsenal thrive and, create happy customers and relations across everywhere. So it's awesome, dude.
That's really cool. That's really cool. So I guess, how did you find us?
Yeah. So where I come from, there are rumblings of Arsenal, right?
Gotcha.
Like you hear about the company.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
heard about Aaron Asher and like this company that he built, but only good things. Like
Okay.
the people in my circles are saying good, awesome things.
Cool.
And honestly, I call it like a sign. I feel like that's how all of like my career things have worked. There was some stuff happening at my last company where I was like, I kind of just want to change. Like, it's getting to that. I wanted to get back into this work. Like, I don't think there's a lot of people that like being on the phones. Call me crazy, I do. Like, I really do like it. And I mean, I am good at it. You're going to like something you're good at, right?
Right.
So anyway, I was wanting to get back into that. And it was like, well, I don't want to go back where I was. I want to move forward. And so my boyfriend actually had gotten a text from a friend who had talked to Arsenal. At the time, it wasn't like lining up for him.
Yeah.
He was like moving elsewhere. Anyway, he was like, hey, I just saw this job posting. And then I happened to get it. So that was a Monday night. I happened to get on Indeed Tuesday for work, and the very first thing I saw was the Arsenal job posting. I was like, well,
let's go.
Okay.
Let's go.
Awesome. So
That's the biggest recruitment win you could ever
Yeah,
do.
no, it was awesome. So I emailed right away, and I was just like, hey, my name is Emily. This is where I'm from. This is what I do right now. I'd love to throw my hat in the ring. And I mean, you guys were on it. Trey emailed me. Actually, his email went, I didn't get it right away. He messaged me on LinkedIn, which thank God he did. And we got something set up like so quickly. So yeah, long-winded answer to your question. That's how I heard about it. It's your Indeed job posting.
Yeah.
Let's go.
It was funny. I remember
Let's
when
go.
Trey came over because we worked at a place at 2 different times. And he was like, hey, do you know Emily? And I was like, I think I know of her, but I don't think we work together. And so we've had pretty good luck shooting from over there. So yeah, I'm glad you took a chance.
Yeah. It's the best chance. It's just been like so solid. Like I go home and I just yap for so long, just like how good my day was. I'm so excited to like come into work. It's just been like
so cool.
Yeah, I'm super happy here.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Because we really do try to make it good for top tier salespeople. And it's funny, early on we used to recruit heavily from college kids, their first job. And those guys were doing good, for a single digit, employee count company. They were doing solid. Yeah. We were really making a name for ourselves. And then, they grow up, they get skills, they realize they're kind of good, right? And then they start job shopping, just like any other entry level role. It's fine.
Yeah,
we're not immune from it. But then they'll leave and like, is there any way, Aaron, I could buy one of those monitors? Or like the company I left for doesn't have a CRM. And he like sent me a Snapchat and he's on Excel in the public library. They didn't even have a computer. I was like, Aaron, could we buy a Salesforce license from you just to have the CRM? Aaron's like, no, dude. That's like for you guys when you're here, not when you go other places. So then we added things like, obviously the facility and Zoom info, and, we've got great headsets and laptops. And I think sometimes the younger folk don't know how good they had it when they go to do sales somewhere else. And it's like, wow, we're like in the dark ages over here, right?
I mean, where I just came from, different type of a company, but like I was running the sales team over there. When I started there, it was all off, and like they built a lot. Like they're small, like they're doing really good work over there, but they were on like Google Docs.
Yep.
And so I got us into Google Sheets.
Let's go.
And then I got our data analyst to put formulas in it. So that was something that I learned is like, I did miss and have really, really so much appreciated coming back into like process.
Yeah.
Like process where there's like a little bit of flexibility in a way. But
they're
like
guideposts.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But at the base level, like you have the tech, you have the tools, you have the knowledge. Like, how can we get you to do the thing? It's nails here. It's solid.
It's something we take a lot of pride in. And I guess parlaying that into your role and how you're recruiting people. Yeah, I mean, is it easy when you're talking to people, or like, do they know what they're missing out on if you're looking for?
It's a great question, dude. So let's frame it like this. So selling the idea of Arsenal, it's been honestly one of the coolest things I could ever do. And I'm so grateful to be in the situation I am now, because coming from a career background where I would try to sell people on companies that I had no idea about, right? Like, hey, you can go do a sales internship, so-and-so, but I've never met anybody there. I've never been there. Working with Arsenal and just seeing the environment here, man, like it makes it easy. But obviously the process isn't as painted to be, which is a weird way to frame it. But when you're just sending random messages on LinkedIn or Indeed, they can't see it for themselves, right? So it's more or less just trying to paint a mental image of, hey, you can only trust my word, but ultimately I just try to get them to show up. If I can get you to show up, I can sell the idea of Arsenal. And I firmly believe that, because if I can show you around, I just had a guy come in yesterday and he's doing all this sales work for Lowe's, not receiving any fruits of his labor. He's just selling stuff, making no commission.
No commission?
0 commission at all. And I was like, that is crazy to me. That is crazy to me. So telling him how we have this structure and everything like that, and when I got him out on the floor, his eyes just like lit up. And I was like, I don't really have to say anything at this point. Right. So I would say Arsenal just makes it so easy for me when I get to a certain point, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, 100%. There was a while there, it was me at the career fairs. I would recruit them in, have them in, interview them. Then once we hired them, I would train them, and Like it was kind of crazy. But
what has your experience has been at career fairs? What do you think?
It's such a loaded question. I think they're good. Career fairs are good. You know, it's not my cup of tea.
It's not everybody's cup of tea.
I wasn't a frat guy. I didn't really believe in the whole rah thing.
Sure.
Everyone there. So here's the rub. When I go to career fairs, I'm seeing employers on their best day, on their best behavior.
It's a great point.
And it always leaves me wondering, what's it really like?
Yeah. What's the exact
What's it really
opposite?
like?
Yeah.
So it's actually funny you asked that. I'm the exact opposite. If everyone at the career fair is standing, I'm sitting. If everyone's sitting, I'm standing out front. And I'm usually in jeans and a pullover.
Right.
I try not to look too scraggly, but I'm also not like lined up.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I want to give that vibe of what we do here. And it really has nothing to do with that. Right. We all work really hard. It's a good place for people to make, a family, make a living. 100%. Aaron loves seeing people buy houses, buy cars, start a family. And so we stick out just by the way we represent ourselves. So when I'm at career fairs, it really is tough for me to cut through kind of the smog.
Yep.
And I just try to be myself.
There's something to that. So I've always thought, excuse me, when students come up to, or they see people out on or at career fairs and like these employers are in full suits.
Yeah.
And it's just like, yes, I understand there's an ideal of professionalism when it comes to what your career looks like. But I'm like, guys, you're getting college students that are in between classes, and I don't know if there's a fear there, but I definitely know there's nerves in that, in those conversations.
Yeah.
Like there's some students that come from small towns that have never had that exposure before. So I think I'm not saying you show up, as an employer in t-shirt and shorts, but I'm saying like, you just kind of have to approach them with a professional yet casual kind of tone. And that's how I've always created the most engagement. And, it's just like, I always like asking about them first.
Yeah.
Never saying like, hey, I'm Logan from Arsenal. Nice to meet you. I think that doesn't really allow them to kind of open up and make them feel comfortable, because the best thing you can do is ask people questions about themselves.
Yes, 100%.
But yeah.
I just wanted to be approachable.
100%.
I think, when I would walk through there and I'm looking at, people we might have worked for in the past, it is just like, gives me anxiety. Like to even walk up and like, ask them a question. It's just this big whole, rigmarole. And it's like, it's just so not what we're about.
I completely agree.
Yeah, like the whole company, like top down. I remember, again, just difference in like ownership. Like Aaron being out on the floor, like it's not stressful. It's just like, oh, like that's Aaron, right? Like that's our owner, and there's respect there, but he doesn't make you just tense up and then mess up in your work. And like that's everyone is like, I remember actually talking about you, Logan, like some of my first days I was like, there's this guy and I'm forgetting his name, I think it's Logan, but he says hi to me every time he sees me and he says my name, and like everyone's that's just awesome. So welcoming, and it makes you feel like you never feel like once you get in the door, like the person that brought you in forgets about you. Like Trey doesn't forget about you. Cam doesn't forget about you. And like that matters a lot, because you always know you can go back and ask. So like from recruiting in, like you guys have it solid. And I can only imagine what that, like I have a different experience coming in, but I can only imagine like remembering who I was at 22 when I was going to my first sales gig, like how nice that has to be.
What would you say to that 22-year-old salesman?
That's a great question.
Oh, okay. Do it. Do sales. Get into cold calling. It like you learn so much. But I would just say like, I will say like I've had a good work ethic, so just like stick with it. Like the work ethic that you have, like do not let that drop off. Like keep going. That's for anyone young in anything that you want to do. Not to be super preachy, but like whatever it is that you're doing, like do it so hard right now. Do it 200%, because then when you're 23, you can do it 199%. And then when you're 24, you can do it 198%. And so even you get to this point where 100% is still bringing you so much. So whatever it is you're doing,
that's such good advice.
Work hard at it.
That's
there we go. I love that.
Such good advice.
That's sweet.
I think that's probably, looking back at my sales career, that's probably my only regrets are the opportunities wasted, where I know I'm smart enough, I know I'm good enough, but I didn't try hard enough. Like, what is that?
Yeah.
And it's the day-to-day too, right? You have your good days, but I think, Arsenal preaches you just bring your best self to work every day.
Yep.
And the best piece of advice, and again, I'm a ripe 28, so I don't know what type of life advice I should be handing out, but when I would tell or talk to like younger people shifting in their careers, I would be just tell them, the best investment you can make is yourself. And every single day, if you're not investing in yourself, what else are you investing in?
That's super good.
There it is.
Super good. I've got a question for Matt. It might age myself. He mentioned he's 28. Do you know what Mad Dog 2020 is?
Damn well I know what that is.
I'm not going to name names. Do you know what
Dog?
You know what Mad Dog? Mad Dog?
Do I know what Mad Dog is? Of course.
Mixed drink. Comes in a little glass bottle.
It's like $4.
It looks pretty. Doesn't taste.
It's
pretty.
okay.
I feel like I don't.
It's okay.
I don't, yeah.
Okay.
It's okay. I think we're all in the
It could
same
not be an age
bracket
thing.
here.
It could just be a lack of exposure thing.
Well, hold on now.
We'll put it up on the
It
screen.
definitely is an age thing.
I'm not going to name any names, but
I'm
someone here
older than
today.
you are.
No way.
I'm 29.
Get out.
Thank you.
Wow.
The second time I've gotten that here this week.
Who would've
Anyway,
guessed?
You know what surprises me? Just weird kind of random thing.
What?
I did not believe Miles Murphy was older than I am.
Dude, he looks young.
he does.
Yeah.
Yes, he-
I seen him at the gym and he's like, yeah, man, I'm doing whatever. And I was like, I've never asked you. How old are you? And he goes, how old do you think I am? I was like, well, I hate that question already. And he's like, 30. High. And I was like, 30. And he goes, higher. I said, excuse me.
Really?
Yeah.
I wouldn't have guessed that.
I think
either.
Miles is like 33.
Yeah.
Crazy.
That's a
Weird.
good looking
tidbit.
33-year-old
You age
Mr.
well
Miles.
if you work at Arsenal, is what we're learning. So come work.
Another
here.
selling point.
Age
There we
well.
go. There we go.
Long story short, Matt, a younger person here at the company, I asked them if they knew what Mad Dog was because he was talking about gin. And he said, oh, yeah, the pre-workout.
Oh,
Bro, my heart broke.
that's how we know that the
Yeah.
generation has flipped.
Yeah.
It's completely different.
I've been on my high horse all day about Mad Dog 2020. I couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe it.
What about UV blue?
Yes.
Does that
I'm more
ring
of
a bell?
a pinnacle whipped guy.
I can't even.
Oh man.
I could taste it right now.
Not
See?
that I did
See?
anything before I was 21,
Sure.
of course.
None of
but
us.
on my 21st birthday, my brother's 10 years older than I am. So he had like adult money and he
Yeah.
was taking me out. I felt it ceremonious. We started at a martini bar. So my first drink
Nice.
was a UV blue martini because it felt nostalgic to some of my first choices.
Yeah.
So
There could
yeah.
be
you
worse
go.
first drinks,
Yeah.
I think.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Way worse first. drinks.
Very-
Are you kidding me?
Tiny little Gatorade bottles.
Oh, yeah.
Sneaking a beer out of your dad's fridge in the garage.
Oh, man. I'm pretty sure my backpack in college was shaped like the 30 rack that I would sneak into the dorms. It's permanently stuck there. But yeah, cool. So I guess what other positions are you looking for here at Arsenal? Who are we hiring for?
Yeah. Currently, we're hiring for a licensed plumber out in Indianapolis for a mechanical shop. Their name's Ellis Mechanical. And, man, we've had a lot of success with them. And, shout out Chris Montas is her name.
Yeah.
Dude, she has been just a freaking rock star to work with. And she understands, like, hey, this is Logan's first recruitment gig, too. So, but I've gotten them technically 2 hires. At this point, we're working on a 3rd.
Yeah.
So this licensed plumber is the one that's open. Yeah, shout out. She so I sent them a person. His name is Adam, and they created an entire position for him. So they seen his
so cool.
right. So
That's
they
really cool.
Yeah. So again, like they're just making that partnership so easy.
So you found a candidate that didn't necessarily match what they were looking for, but they liked him so much they created a new role.
So he had more experience than what they were looking for. So this dude was coming from like some random mechanic shop, put over 900 overtime hours last year.
Jeez.
Goodness.
And when I hear that, I was like, well, I don't know if that's an indictment on your personality. You're a hardworking guy. I'm never going to question that. But, what if I get you in a situation where I can give you that salary without any overtime hours? Obviously, he liked that a lot.
Yeah.
So when I sent him that guy, they're like, yeah, he's got all the experience that we're looking for and more. So we're going to make him a supervisory role.
Wow.
So that was dope. So then we, kind of shifted to like an HVAC service manager, filled that within a couple weeks. I've been working on this licensed plumber one for a while, but I have a guy that's moving out from California to Indianapolis. So I've had to do a big deep dive into the interwebs of Indeed to try to find this lad. But he seems like a great guy. I liked him a lot. So he's meeting with him in person, I believe, next Tuesday.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Logan's absolutely just killing it over there. So that's for prospective clients or, people just looking for techs or IT folks or,
This is all in the
plumbers.
span of 4 months, too.
Yeah,
So
really, really strong.
It's been great.
Really strong. So, anybody looking to take on more work, but you don't have enough manpower, Logan is your guy.
Love that. Thanks for the plug, bro.
Of course.
That was sweet.
Of course. And then internally, are we We're still hiring, right?
Yeah, man. So again, when it's kind of down on the volume of like hiring for clients, I do shift towards more internal roles. It's not like my specialty, but again, I love.
You had some few people.
Yeah, I've had 4 people in the
days.
last like 2 weeks come in. Like I said, the guy yesterday was great, and we've had some really good conversations from other internal candidates too. So, yeah, man, I think again, I'll harp on selling the idea of Arsenal just becomes so easy, awesome. Especially when you love what you do. So, I think when we're looking at BDRs, SDR based roles, I think Emily, shined a good light on it. It's if you have a love for it and you have the want to do it. That's what I'm really looking for, and that's what Arsenal wants. I can see it from my feel, and Cam, and you've done it too. You know when somebody kind of has that mentality or that drive, it's in their voice. So when I'm really talking with people, I think that's a big emphasis I have.
Yeah, I was about to ask the ideal candidate.
Yeah,
for a sales role here. Is it someone with sales experience? Is it someone who says and does all the right things, or where they're coming from? What do you think?
Dude, I always say I'm a personality hire.
Yeah.
I've always said that, it's like I came into this position, and when I talked with Aaron, I just tried to sound as infectious as I could.
Sure.
He's like, dude, you could do recruiting.
Yeah.
And he gave me that opportunity. So I look at sales a lot in that light. And obviously if you have sales experience, it only makes that transition easier. But to me, I think it's a lot of coaching. I think, and you do a great job. Shout out Cam. I don't know if Cam gets enough love here at Arsenal, but
you can cut the applause. Come on.
Nah, you can't get gassed up enough, son. He does a great job as far as like training new hires, man. But if you have the experience, obviously it makes like learning different platforms a little bit easier. But I always say if your personality suited for it, absolutely you can do it. So personality is a big thing.
What do you think? Best trait to look for in a salesperson?
Best trait. Honestly, and this might sound almost like counterintuitive. Like you almost have to be a little humble, right?
Yeah.
Like you want someone, you got to be confident, but humble in that confidence. Like, because if you have someone that has that experience, I had this in my last role. The guy had more sales experience than me and more this and more that. And his interview was awesome. And I was like, oh, he's going to be the manager of the team. And he was let go within like 2 months because he wasn't willing to be coachable. So whether you're brand new or whether you have the experience, you have to have some sort of humility. It's like, yeah, I know how to do this, but like, just show me how, teach me how, show me the ropes. So I think that's important. Other things, I know you said like most, I always find it hard to answer a question when it's like your favorite this or the most that, like
the
to
one
put that.
thing.
Yeah, the one thing, the pinnacle of sales. But humility in that aspect matters, but confidence on the phones, but then just like grit. Like I said earlier, like if you're not willing to put in the dials, don't get into it. If you're not willing to do the reps, if you're not willing to come back to work after you got told no 7 times and it felt like every door was slammed in your face, like this isn't going to be the thing for you. And I think some people can learn that in sales, right? Like maybe it gives you that personality trait, but you have to be open to the idea that you can have that grit and like come back to it. That matters so much.
I think that's almost spot on. Very similar to what I was thinking. When I would go to the career fairs and people would ask me, what are you looking for? What are the top traits, or what are the traits of your top people? We get that a lot. I think of 2 things. They're disciplined to themselves. So they're disciplined to whatever it is they're trying to accomplish, whether it's an amount of money or more clients or, their new house, new car, babies, whatever that goal is, they're disciplined to their future self. So what that looks like is by the hour, by the day, by the week, by the month, if they scale it down and they do all the right things in a disciplined way, then if they scale it up, it's exactly the same. So I think that's probably one of the biggest ones for me. And then attitude. If you're humble or coachable, or even if you're not, if you're just willing to work hard and like to take advice here and there, I used to tell folks all the time, we can give you the rest. Like I can tell you the words that work. I can tell you what to say when, as long as you've got a good discipline bone in you and you've got a good attitude. I mean, the sky's the limit.
100%. Yeah. I agree with you wholeheartedly.
Yeah. Really good stuff. So I appreciate both of you coming on. We've got a couple of deals to talk about, a couple of company events, and then quick sales tip, and we'll get out of here. Aaron was worried we wouldn't have enough content, Matt. Can you believe that?
Yeah, I was gonna say we're already at 40 minutes.
Yeah, we're
I
cruising.
believe. Yeah.
Sales gal and a recruiter talking.
Yeah.
Who would have
Yeah.
thunk? Who would have thunk?
This
all
is
good.
a bad joke, I'm sure.
Walk into a podcast.
Welcome to a podcast, and we come out next week. So it's really cool. But we've got new clients, or new client proposals and closed deals. Sam Baker already talked about the new clients. We've got some good ones, I think, since the last time. I'm going to start on the 4th. Does that sound right? February 4th?
Yeah, let's go ahead and jump it. Yeah.
Cool. So Logan Knapp, FBC Roofing, closed a repair for $20K. It's pretty fat for a repair. That's
Yeah.
nice. Ross Sifford, Diamond System, closed the deal for $1,565 MRR and then $1,850 onboarding. So upfront is really nice too. Very own Gateway Grizzlies closed a sponsorship deal for $17K ARR, followed by another deal same day, $12K ARR. Really good. I know we're always really fired up when we get something going for the Grizzlies. Have you been out there before?
No, I've driven past it,
Cool.
like just on that Illinois way, but no, I've not been. So
It's fun.
excited to.
I'm not going to throw the Cardinals under the bus on Cardinal Spirit Wear Day, but I didn't go to a Cardinals game last year. I went to like 5 or 6 Grizzlies games. It was awesome.
Okay.
It
I
was
think
really
I've only
nice.
been to like a handful of Cardinals games since I moved here, so I'm down for something.
So it's
Different.
about the same
would be
distance.
sweet.
Yeah.
So like by the time you go to Busch Stadium and you park and you get out of your car, you go down to the parking garage, you go to Busch Stadium, it's like it takes time to do all that stuff. When you go to the Grizzlies, you just drive there and you park and then you walk right in. Like the parking lot is right
Crazy
by
concept.
the gates. So it was just about the same amount of time, if not a little bit shorter. And then it's super family friendly out there too. My son just turned 2 and he loves it because you just let him go and he'll run laps out there. And they've
That's
got
awesome.
the little field in right field. So he's like kind of like yapping at the right fielder and stuff. And then he's like turning around and waving in between pitches. It's just
That's
adorable.
fun.
it's
Yeah.
a really good time.
Special.
Really good time. So I always like seeing the Grizzlies close stuff out there. We've got Will Tucker. 7th DI closed the deal for $964. I think they left us a review and they renewed, did they not, Matt?
Yeah, they did leave us a review. We'll go ahead and put that up there.
Yeah, so Will Tucker killing it out there for 7th DI.
And then he just got one review for Cloudable too. We'll go ahead and put that
Dang,
up there.
let's go.
Really good
Will's
one.
killing it, man.
That's a sick week for Will. Brett Graysick, speak of the devil. We knew he'd be in here. Brett Graysick, 4-core heating, cooling, first deal small repair for $1,895. And then he got another deal for AirTech, closed the HVAC survey. I don't know what that is, but it cost $3,350. Do you know what an HVAC survey is?
No, but if I'm using deductive reasoning, it sounds like they just go out and maybe like take a look at their units and give them a report on like whether or not they're gonna need work.
Yeah, like an
But-
audit maybe,
Yeah.
like a status report. Well, that's
I don't
cool.
know.
Either way, great job, Brett. Casey Gregory, Onyx Fire, closed the deal for $2,064 MRR and 2,400 onboarding.
I love that client name.
Yeah,
Onyx Fire.
Onyx
That's
Fire. He's got some good ones,
That's
but
cool.
Onyx Fire is one of the cooler ones. Christian Wright, he closed one 2 days ago. Logix Consulting for 2,100 MRR. And then Trevon, Digital Solutions, closed a small project for $870. Yeah. So really good week. Really good week. What
Yeah.
felt like January that wouldn't end. And then we start February and it's like breath of fresh air.
Awesome.
Super cool. What else we got, Matt? Current events?
We could jump right in and let's go ahead and go for it. I was going to say we got proposals if we want to hit those, but there's probably a ton of them.
There is a ton.
Yeah.
I could read it. I could read a couple. Let's see
Yeah,
if there's
just see if one sticks out
Let's
to
see
you.
if there's a big one. IT. Oh, there. Yeah. All right. There's some good ones. Looks like Will Tucker again. ALCIT got out another proposal, $3K. Emily, you've got a few in there. Hero,
I do.
1,500 and $3K.
Mhm.
How are those ones looking?
I think the 3K may be a little bit more like close to the dollar than the other. I did
Sure.
see, I'm like CC'd on an email thread, not an appointment that I said, it was before my time here, but another guy that he said like, hey, let's move forward with this. I'm waiting to hear what that looks like, but it sounds like they got maybe like a project or something
Let's
as
go.
well. So Dan's doing the thing.
Did that surprise you at all? How quickly like numbers can just like manifest?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Because that's not something that I had as much experience with in previous roles. Like I didn't really talk to clients. I didn't talk to clients in
Sure.
the way that I get to here. So like I really like that relationship and like seeing exactly what it looks like. I have another client. They have like an ARR proposal out for some AI K-12 really awesome stuff
cool.
that they do. It like they're partnered with another company, and I'm not the tech wizard. I won't tell you exactly what it is, but it's AI software that is specifically targeted towards K-12 school districts, and they're offering like a no-cost free trial for people to test it out and see how it can fit into their budget. And they only pay per staff member, but it covers all the kids too.
That's really cool.
Yeah, making sure that like kids in New York protected like with tech, that's major right now. So,
Yeah,
very cool.
absolutely. Super cool. I think that was sort of the breakthrough moment for a lot of people here where especially early on, because back in the day, we didn't have rev share. We just had flat rate.
Sure.
And so we hired on our first few salespeople, and they're like, yeah, when we close a deal, we'll get 10%. And then like the first one hit, I'm like, oh my God, like it's real. Here's a check in my hands. And it was super cool. Justin Carey, of course, like did the worst thing possible.
He can never
and
escape me.
He just closed like massive deals right away. And so then everything under like, it was stupid. He ended up getting paid out like 17 grand right out of college. Like we hired him and he was working at Dirt Cheap. And then out of college.
He still tells me that's one of his favorite jobs of all time,
Dude,
by the way.
yeah,
He put like 5 years of service time at Dirt Cheap.
All the crafting you could drink. Huh?
He did get a crafting sponsorship, didn't he?
Hey, where's our crafting sponsorship? Are they still around?
Who knows?
Yeah.
Have you seen crafting
Who
around?
cares?
Yeah, that's true.
Fair enough. Well, cool. I know for Justin, that was probably the highlight of his life at that point because he's like, I'm rich, like right out of college.
Yeah.
But what you saw was him double down almost right away. It's like, oh, I can do this again and again and again.
Literally life-changing money at that age or really at any age. Like
Right.
a check like that, that's cool. That's really
Yeah,
cool.
and he did. He like bought a house a couple years later at what?
Ferguson.
24. Well,
Yeah. Well, you said in. So
what is St. Anne,
okay.
right?
What?
Is it?
Yeah, we can move forward. Those are my neighbors. It's North County.
It's a nice house, to be honest. It's
Yeah,
like
those are awesome houses.
the mayor's
over there.
house. It was big. The other few deals we have, proposals out, Red Road Networks, of course, 3,500. Dayton Technology Group, 1935. Kelly Create, 2420. Seventh DI, again, 1,600 MRR. And then Mason just put one in, 3-option proposal, 1485, 1650, and 1980. It's really solid.
That's a great week for IT. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Really, really solid.
Yeah.
Current events here at Arsenal. We've got the Mario Kart tournament coming up.
Do you guys play?
I don't.
No.
I'm cooked.
No.
I played my first ever game of Mario Kart the other day at the ripe age of 28.
How'd it go?
Not good. Onel is insane.
Yeah, Will Tucker, very, very proficient.
Dude, when that got brought up in the operations thing today, somebody like complimented Will on his skills or whatever, and Onel just got like this big chested kind of vibe to him. I was like, oh yeah, that's gonna be the matchup of a lifetime.
Yeah, I'm thankful we're doing it by pod, so I don't have to be the one.
Same.
to
Marge
race.
in my pod, she like as soon as that was announced, she was like, "Oh, I play that all the time. Like
Yeah.
I've got that." So we happily volunteered her to do it.
Yeah,
gonna kill it.
I'm sitting this one out.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna
not.
beat on this
No.
one.
Matt, you good at Mario Kart over there?
I can keep up for sure. I've played against Will and Ryan, both
Ooh,
pretty good.
You
Yeah.
got a scouting report for us? Is Will really that good?
Yeah, Will is. Yeah, I mean he'll beat me. So yeah. Talking about the CCs and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Have you
Dude,
played?
Will Tucker immediately was like, "Oh, is it going to be 150 cc?" I'm like, I don't even know what
What
you're
does
talking
that
about.
mean?
No idea.
How fast the
Yeah,
actual
the
golf
engine
carts
size.
go.
Oh, got
So
it.
if you haven't turned up all the way, you're zooming through that track. You don't even know what's like happening before you. So I'm curious to see what they're going to do about that. Maybe for the last race, they'll jump up the CCs or something.
Yeah, we're pretty hype. I know people are excited for that. Really, the only other thing that I have before we get to the sales tip, upcoming projects. I'm working on a couple of new dashboards. Talked a little bit about it at the all team update. That would give reps a little bit more of a predictive measurement of how their month is going. So the way the math works out is if you continue on at this pace, it'll spit out a number on the back end that is forecasting, basically what you're projecting to get in terms of appointments. So I started using some of that math last month, and it was like almost perfect. So knock on wood. Like when we're talking about sports bets and stuff, everybody's got their own model. So I'm really happy when the math works out. And then the other thing that I'm working on, Aaron actually prompted me to do this, and it's been super interesting. I'm creating a heat map for the time of the day that we schedule the most appointments.
I like that.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Both of those things will help people be like so proactive versus reactive in the way that they're selling. Like you can plan your day so strategically with those two things in tandem. That's awesome.
When to build, when you should definitely be hammering the phones. Yeah. So really excited on that, working with Brigham and Glenn over there in the CRM. They've got a couple of things. Email marketing is due to roll out March 1st. So unfortunately, the dashboard isn't exactly the highest priority, but I think the combination of those two things should really help reps, getting some automatic emails getting pumped out, and then, isolating the certain times of the day that they can be most productive.
Yeah.
Really cool. Well, cool. Let's get out of here. Let's do a sales tip. Miss Emily, you kind of jogged my memory on this one because of your sales lab. We talked a little about probing questions.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Is that one thing you noticed right away? Like none of these young guys are asking any like probing questions.
I did notice it just because it's so different to the way that I pitch. And so you notice something that's different. And so I'm like, oh, this is just how they're doing it here. So it was cool to run the sales lab and then offer the way that I pitch, and people be like, oh, that's such a good idea. Like, that's really cool. Maybe like, probing questions, like they just help shape the conversation. They help you be in charge of what you want to do, where you want it to go. And they give your clients so much more information and just like tools in their tool belt. Like, hey, he mentioned this tech thing that I don't know and this software and that. I just type everything they say. Here you go. IT genius. Go ask them about this. Like probing questions are just, they're the jam.
And the clients are over the moon for that type of info too. Really, really are. So if you're out there, ask one more question. Who, what, where, when, why, how.
Yes.
It's all great stuff. And then most importantly, listen. Listen to what they say. Don't ask the question if you don't care. Let's go. Sales tip. That's it. That's all we got.
This is great.
Are we going to clap? Are we going to... Nah.
Do you want to?
Okay, on three. 1, 2, 3. Bang. Let's go.